I think we can all agree French onion soup is a classic. And for that, we might have to thank King Louis XV, who, according to legend, whipped up a version of this dish in his hunting lodge using just onions, butter, and champagne. But it wasn't until the 18th century in the bustling markets of Paris that it truly took shape, especially with the addition of rich beef broth and melted Gruyère cheese. Then, in the 1960s, the legend herself, Julia Child, helped make this a household favorite in the United States. Today, we're making French onion soup.
It's freezing outside. It is freezing. It is cold. We've got all the snow out here in Pennsylvania. So today, I'm going to be making some French onion soup. Yep, French onion soup. I got my little croquettes, whatever the hell they're called, back there. I'm going to be making it today. So stay tuned. Watch this with me, because who doesn't love some French onion soup? Let's make this shit.
Okay, we're going to be using a lot of onions here. If you're feeding 4 to 6 people, probably want to have about 5 pounds of onions. I'm using 3. And I'm going to tell you, it can be eye-watering, okay? You're going to cry. So I want to keep on this part. That is the stem. That's going to help me when I'm doing my slicing process. So I'm going to go ahead and slice through here, and just being very careful. And I'm using the breathing through the mouth technique. I hear that that works really well, and it actually did work for me to prevent tears, but it all depends on the person. And I don't think there's any fully scientific based foolproof way of doing this yet without crying. But I will say I didn't cry much. So into a Dutch oven, I'm going to add quite a bit of avocado oil and then a bar of butter. I'm using about a 1/4 cup of avocado oil here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in all my onions. And I want to mix those throughout the buttery, oily mixture here, just so that they get well coated. And as they're working through here on this medium heat here, I'm going to go ahead and add in some sugar. Sugar is going to help it caramelize a lot better. So it's about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of sugar. Same for salt. And as I'll start reducing, as you can see, it took quite a while and a lot of babysitting. You really have to babysit these onions and keep mixing throughout the process. But look, they're nice, they're gooey, and this is exactly where we want them. Then I'm going to come through with about 4 to 6 cloves of garlic that I minced up, and we're going to mix that up in here. You don't have to use that much garlic. I wanted it very garlicky in this soup. All right, and then we're going to add about 1/2 cup to 1 cup of red wine. I used a cup. In the recipe, it'll be 1/2 cup, and then a 1/4 cup of brandy. All right, after I've mixed that up, I'm going to add in about 1 tablespoon of flour just to get this nice and thick. We may have to thicken it up later on in the process, but then I'm going to add 8 cups of beef stock. If you want a good beef stock recipe, definitely check out my prime rib video. I've got a really good beef stock recipe there. All right, then I'm going to add in some fresh thyme, just a few thyme leaves, about maybe like 1 tablespoon at best. Then I'm going to add in a thyme leaf and give that a quick mix. After that, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some salt to increase the taste of it. Of course, I am tasting throughout the entire process. So this is about another 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt, and then about 2 to 3 tablespoons of black pepper. All right, and then I'm going to get some baguettes. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut through a baguette diagonally. And these are some test pieces because I want to make sure that they can fit within the croquette. So there we go. That one is perfect. And I'll go ahead and cut each one of these while my oven is warming up at about 350 to 400 degrees. Now, I want to say, you can do croutons if you want to do croutons, but I didn't feel like babysitting croutons today. So I'm going to drizzle a bunch of olive oil on these beautiful pieces of baguette, flip them over on each side before putting them in the oven. They don't take too long to crisp up, so just keep an eye on them till they get a nice golden brown, maybe 10, 15 minutes. It depends on your oven too, and how it's calibrated, by the way. Okay, this is Gruyère cheese, and look, this is black truffle. Cheddar Gruyère. I wanted to go a little fancy with this because, hey, we're cooking from home, so we can kind of spend the money. You don't have to go with this expensive of a cheese. It's not too expensive, though, I'll say. But Gruyère is It's not the cheapest cheese, but it's not super crazy expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and grate that. And then I'm going to add in some regular cheddar Gruyere here because I don't want to go all out truffle and just everything tastes like just pure truffle. Even though truffle is amazing. I mean, I would love to, but I went about half and half of each. So, we could say a block of each. All right, so we're almost done here. So I'm going to go ahead and set aside the cheese before I start tending to the soup once again. Now that it has been sitting on simmer for a little while, I want to see if it's thickened up. And as you can see, it's not too thick. And it's as thick as you want it to make. As you want it to make. It's as thick as you want to make it. So you want to go ahead and add in what's called a cornstarch slurry to this. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of cornstarch to water, or you can use flour as well. And definitely slowly add it, just a little bit at a time, and just check it out to see if it's at the thickness that you want. So I just kept adding and adding to this, and eventually I got to the exact thickness that I was looking for. All right, so our baguettes are done, and I'm going to go ahead and take a garlic clove and just rub it on all sides of them. You want to just give it a nice little rub with some garlic cloves. That'll give it a nice garlicky flavor. All right, and into our ramekins. Croquettes. I'm going to start delivering the soup. Sorry, I keep saying ramekins lately because I've been working on some souffle recipes. So testing those out right now, and those will come soon, hopefully very, very soon. So we're going to go ahead and start plating all this. So we've got these going. We're going ahead and filling these up, and I've got the oven set to broil with the rack higher up, just enough to slide these under the broiler. And I'm going to start off with a bed of our cheese mixture, then drop in the baguettes, and then more cheese, like a mound of cheese. If you want all the cheesy proteins, this is where it's at. All right, and into the broiler, these will now go. You can see that mound of cheese, and then after about 5 minutes, this is a beautiful dish that we get. So I'm going to top it off with some fresh cut chives, and we are pretty much ready to eat here. I can't wait, and this recipe, honestly, was awesome. I would eat this every day if I could.
All right, and we're done. I'm not gonna lift it because honestly, this is too hot. I don't want to burn my hands, but as you saw, we made everything. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this baguette. I'm drooling here. Get some of it, if I can. I'm fighting with the cheese. Oh my God. The black truffle. Oh my God, the cheese, the mixture of cheese that we have in here. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I gotta take another bite. I don't care if it's hot, I'm doing it. Holy shit. This is good. This is damn good. All right, well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep making shit. Cheers. I'm out. It's gonna be like 10 minutes of this. It's so hot.